Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Today, I want to talk about your pot of gold. What is your pot of gold? Where is it? What am I even talking about? So your pot of gold is a great way of explaining or thinking about whereabouts do my ideal clients sit. They're the pot of gold. That's what allows your business to grow. That's what increases the bottom line. That's what makes you more profitable. And in the end, you're in business to make money, to make greater impact, to have a better life. So you need to be able to know where your pot of gold is and how to actually be able to go and find them. That's what we're going to dive into today. But before we do that, as always, if this is the first time you've joined us, welcome. Great to have you with us. Every single week, we come to you helping you grow your business, make greater impact, get yourself seen by more people, and in the end, be able to have a business that really makes an impact and changes society for the better. So hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether you're an Apple or a Google Play person, Spotify, you will find Get More Referrals Today on all the major platforms. And join us on our socials to be able to listen every single week to a new episode. So probably one of the biggest problems that most people have is, where do I actually find my people? And this becomes a really different, and I reckon a better way to think about it than marketing. What marketing should I do? Well, in the end, your marketing really doesn't matter if you're not actually in front of the right people and giving those people something which will make their life better. So really, there are a couple of different elements to this that you've got to think about. So rather than going, should I do SEO, or should I do Facebook ads, or should I do networking, or should I do referrals, or should I do strategic partners, or should I do Google pay-per-click, or should I do, none of that really matters. What matters first is that you get so clear on who your ideal person is. Who's that person you want as a client? And then being able to go, where are those people? So there's no point going, oh, let me do Facebook ads if your people aren't even on Facebook. There's no point going, oh, I'm going to do LinkedIn ads if your people aren't on LinkedIn. There's no point going, oh, I'm going to do Google pay-per-click if the way that your people would find you isn't through searching on Google. So you actually have to ask yourself some pretty serious questions first for you to be able to work out, where does my ideal person sit? Now, depending on who you help and how you help them, they might sit in multiple different places, and that's great. But I've always found they're out together. They tend to be in similar sorts of spots. So that might be that they're part of an association. It might be that they go to a particular place. Maybe there's conferences or trade shows. Maybe there's various publications. So generally, where your ideal person is, there is generally a place for those people to go. So that's the first thing we've got to do. Let's do it right now. If you ask yourself, who are my ideal people? So you might, for example, work with tradies. You might work with financial planners. You might work with accountants. You might work with service professionals. You might work with people who own a pet. You might work with busy professional people who are employed. You might work with homeowners. You might work with people who have ADHD. You might work with people who have babies under 6 months. Whatever it is, that's the first thing you've got to do. Who are your people? Now, the more specific you can be, the easier it is to be able to go and find them. If you go, oh, well, I can work with anyone who's over 50, well, that's great. But it makes it a little bit harder also. If you went, well, I work with people over 50 who are, pick a gender, maybe pick an area, maybe pick something that they're interested in, then you might end up going, oh, okay, well, I could go to bowls clubs. I could go to Lions Club or Rotary. I could go to the senior citizens halls. I could go to aged care centres. It makes it just that little bit easier to be able to find, the more narrow you can be in who it is that you're looking for. So great people for us are service professionals that run a monthly webinar or masterclass. No one else. See, then I can go, next question, where do I find those people? Now, there could be multiple places I could find those people. But by asking that question, you can now start taking notes down of, okay, they're over here, or they're in this particular group, or they go to this particular place. They read this particular publication. They attend this particular thing. See, so many times we think that we've got to be all over the place to be able to grow our business and get our ideal clients. The simple fact is, it's not the case. You really just need 2 or 3 direct ways to be able to get to your ideal people. So let me take an example. A new client who helps chief marketing officers in bigger organizations be able to spend their media, their TV, their radio, their media advertising really effectively. They can get more bang for their buck, like 50% more bang for their buck. So it's really easy to then be able to go find the CMO, chief marketing officers, in these big companies. And once you've found those people, now you've got your people. So that's the first bit. You've got to make sure that you can go and find your people. Now, we can create data of those people. You might find those people through advertising. You might find those people by going to a trade show or a conference that they all attend. You might find these people by being part of the CMO Association of Australia. You might put an ad, or you might sponsor something where all these people get to see you. See, lots of different ways once you understand who your people are. So that has to be the first step. The second step is then, okay, how do you get those people to want to start a relationship with you? Compel is the word we use. How do we get those people to raise their hand and say, hold on, I think you might be able to help me in some way? And that's what we call, in step 2, having an attraction tool. Having something which is going to add value and help those particular people have a better life. See, there's no point just finding those people. You've then got to be able to compel them to come into your world. And the best way to compel them to come into your world is simply through an attraction tool, which helps solve a pain point that you know that they have. So let's come back to our example, our new client. We've got now our CMOs. Hey, we've actually got 8,500 of them. So now we're going to see which one of those, because not all 8,500 need help. Not all of them want help. Not all of them are ready for help. But we've got no idea who is and who isn't. And that's the problem that you face all the time too. Who's ready for help? Who's not ready for help? How do you know? Well, that's where your attraction tool in the second step then starts getting people saying, oh, this looks good. Maybe it'll make my life better. Maybe it'll help me. So we run a masterclass. The 10 hidden secrets you must know to save 50% on your media advertising budget. Now, if the pain point for this particular person is that they feel like they're spending too much, they feel like they're not getting a bang for their buck in their media advertising is not working for them, they're frustrated with what's going on at the moment, then those people are going to say, this might make my life better. I'm going to come along and listen to what is being said. See, that's how you go from having where your people are to then bringing them into your world for you to start now nurturing and deepening the relationship with and seeing if you can help them or not. It is as simple as that. And maybe it's worth just hitting replay here or rewind and going back and just listening to that little bit there, because that is all marketing and sales is. I get that people want you to think it's this magical thing that no one understands except for marketing people, but it's not. It is as simple as you've got to know where your people are. And once you know where your people are, then through whatever method, and it might be you're having to pay, it might not be having to pay, you are then trying to compel the right people who have that pain point that you can solve to come over and start the relationship with you. From there, you get to nurture and you get to see whether there's a way to be able to collaborate, partner with that person and help them with their pain point. 3 really simple steps. But it all starts with you actually understanding your pot of gold and where your pot of gold is. And your pot of gold isn't everywhere. So if you found 2 or 3 places where your pot of gold is, and you go, okay, great, how do I get into those places? And it could be through running ads to those particular sorts of people. It might be sponsoring that particular publication. It might be having to pay to be able to get promoted to all of those people. But in essence, all marketing is you getting in front of the right sorts of people so that you can then start showing them that you might have a solution to their pain point. You might be able to help solve their pain point. And that's why we go, let's have a really big attraction tool to compel people to say, hey, you might be able to help me. So that's paramount. And then before that, we've got to have ways to be able to get to our exact people that we want to be able to talk to. Okay? We do that through 3 channels. We do that through building a strategic partner network for our clients. We do that by getting direct prospects for our clients for them to be able to start talking to and inviting them to their masterclass. And we send direct invites, email invites to the masterclass. 3 really simple campaigns targeting the exact people that they want to target. And now it's up to those people to say, yes, I see that this is a problem for me. I'm going to come and see whether you might have a solution to my problem, please. There's marketing. It's not hard. And in essence, as we call it, it's actually a client acquisition system. Because the whole purpose of what we're doing is for you to be able to acquire more clients. And that's what you want to be able to do. So hopefully it's been super helpful. And it all starts with understanding where your pot of gold is. Who are your people and where are they? As always happy to be able to be a sounding board, ask questions. If you're not sure where your pot of gold is, reach out. support@michaelgriffiths.com.au. Shoot me a question, shoot me anything you want in terms of asking for feedback. More than happy to be able to help. If you want help being able to grow your business and acquire clients where we do all the work for you in terms of filling your pipeline with warm, qualified people every single month who are actually interested in you being able to help them, then make sure you reach out, because that's what we're great at doing. Then all you have to do is focus on nurturing and enrolling new clients. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast for weekly great podcasts on helping you to be able to grow your business. Till next time, take care, have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you real